movie number 1554 is I Was a Stranger. I Was a Stranger is a 2026 movie that is directed by Brant Anderson. This movie is from Angel Studios. And I saw this movie on January 10th, 2026 at Pierce Point Cinema 10 in Amelia, Ohio. So I Was a Stranger was the newest Angel Studios movie that I saw in theaters. And it's a story that's based on 14 million stories. So it's based on a true story, but unlike other movies where it's just based on one true story, this movie is based on true stories of 14 million people. Wow. So the movie takes place in Syria and Aleppo. When a Syrian doctor is forced to flee Aleppo with a young daughter, one desperate choice sets off a chain of events that ripples across borders and pulls four strangers into the same storm. A smuggler trying to save his son, a soldier wrestling with his conscience, a poet searching for home, and a Greek Coast Guard captain that is caught between his duty and his mercy. Their paths collide on one night in the Mediterranean, where survival is uncertain and humanity is revealed in its rawest form. This is a human story about the lengths the people will go to protect the ones that they love, despite all the obstacles that they have to go through. So the movie takes place in Syria, and there are bombings, airstrikes, and other bad things happening at that time. And it's causing some people to flee, to get away from the area, because they can't live there anymore. Things are just becoming more and more worse. And so the movie revolves around five strangers who are all trying to figure out how to get through this night. They are trying to get out of the country and move to a different country that is safer. But they all cross paths with each other on this night. And all five strangers come from different backgrounds. Like I said, the strangers happen to be a doctor, a soldier, a smuggler, a poet, and a Coast Guard captain. And basically, on this particular night that details in the movie, it will show how all these strangers interact and how they were trying to get through them, how they're trying to get out of the country and into a safer country for them, not only for themselves but also for their loved ones. And they will have to go through all obstacles to do this, including soldiers and policemen in Syria, and maybe a powerful wave storm, because what they're doing is they're gonna flee by boat. And unfortunately, sometimes during the night, the waves can be really intense and powerful, especially if it's raining. So the question is, can these strangers make it to wherever they need to get to and have safer lives? Or will it be too late for them? And also, this movie explores humanity at its rawest form, as far as what humanity is capable of, both the good and the bad. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. So the movie has Yasmin Al-Masri as Amelia, Myra, Yara Malarani as Mufasa, Omar Sy as Marwan, Said Badri as Fahi, Konstantin Mardukawes as Stavros, Jason Beghi as Dr. Croft, Ayman Saman as Sahin, and Masa Durad as Rasha. And I heard that this movie is a directorial debut of Brant Anderson. And I read that the movie was distributed by Angel Studios. It's a story about the lives of 14 million people who had to go through similar offense like the strangers that you see in this movie, trying to flee from one's country in order to live safer in another country. I'm not going to detail what happens, but it's pretty interesting how the movie goes, especially when all the people interact with one another at the same time, pretty much. But yeah, this is a really good and powerful story. I hope you guys see this and see how what humanity is capable of, especially during the harder times. It makes you wonder what humanity will do to protect the ones they love, even if they have to go through soldiers, policemen, and bombings, airstrikes, and even wave storms. What would you do to protect the ones that you love? That's what these strangers will do in this movie. But yeah, this was a pretty good movie. I definitely recommend it. So that's my movie talk of I Was a Stranger. Please tune in for the next movie talk. Alright, goodbye.